Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be 5 simple everyday decisions to keep a clean and organized home. As most of you guys know, I recently moved from a 1-bedroom apartment to a 4-bedroom house, so there is a lot more space to clean. So we have been figuring out best practices to keep this house organized, and I'd love to share that with you guys. I love watching these types of videos, so I definitely wanted to create something like this for you guys, and I hope you enjoy the tips. Before I get into the everyday decisions, please make sure that you take a moment to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and make sure that you have notifications turned on so that you never miss a new video from me. Habit number 1 is have a 15-minute nightly cleanup. This is so helpful, and it's even more helpful if you set a timer. And I know that that sounds a little bit crazy, but I love setting a timer before I do a cleanup. Depending on how disorganized the house is, I might change it from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how much I need to do and how much I feel like cleaning. But having a designated time frame that you have a cleanup for makes it much easier, because having an end time for when you are cleaning makes it a lot more enjoyable, because if you're just kind of roaming around cleaning, it kind of just feels like you're going to be doing that forever and you just want to have your out. So just do a quick sweep of your most lived in rooms. For me, I always start off in the kitchen and then I move into the living room and then I'll go into my office, and I'll just make sure that when I wake up in the morning, everything just feels clean, and just designating a little bit of time in the evening to get that done is just such a great way to feel good about going to sleep at night and waking up in the morning. It does, for me, help with my sleep in the evening. I am a Virgo, so if I'm disorganized, my mind is disorganized, and it's really important for me to clean my space before I go to bed. And I get busy throughout the day, so obviously it's great to pick up after yourself throughout the day. Like, that's the best thing you can do. But let's be realistic. We don't have all the time in the day to make sure that everything stays exactly where it needs to be. That's just not realistic. So having that time designated at the end of the night is such a great way to just keep things where they should be. Talking about having a designated time, having a designated day for a deep clean is so beneficial. Alex and I usually do a Saturday or a Sunday. We just go into the week knowing that the house has a deep clean, and for the rest of the week, we can just do our 15-minute cleanup at the end of the night, or our 30-minute cleanup, whatever it might be. But it's just easier to keep things feeling clean when you have a deep clean and you know that the floor is clean and that the bathroom is clean. That way, going in through the week, it's just mostly things that are out of place that need to go back to their home, and you're not feeling like it's just a dirty space. Within this weekly deep clean, whether it be the same day or a different day, I make sure to do a deep clean of the refrigerator. I usually go to the grocery store twice a week, and I like to do it when I go to the grocery store that first initial day. Like, let's say I go to the grocery store on a Tuesday, I'll make sure that I bring the groceries in and that I just do a real deep clean of the refrigerator, because the worst thing in the world is having like old food in there where it just smells bad. I hate putting new groceries into a refrigerator that's just dirty and gross. So definitely, if you do it on the same day as your deep clean day, that's awesome. Or you can just do it on the day that you go and get groceries. Tip number 3 is a tangible tip, and it is something that costs money. So if you don't want to invest in this, it's totally up to you. But this is something I think is worth the money and worth the investment, and that is a robotic vacuum. We love our robotic vacuum. We have 2 now, because we have one on one side of the house and one on the other side, because having one do the whole house was a lot on that one vacuum. When we were in our 1-bedroom apartment, we just had one, and it was so perfect, and we love having both of them going. We have them run, honestly, every single day pretty much. I mean, there are days where we don't run it. I'd say we at least run it, though, 5 times a week, because it's just easy for dust to accumulate on the ground and for things to just fall onto the ground. We have a puppy, so, and we're always cooking, so there's always stuff on the ground. And having a robotic vacuum makes it so nice because we don't have to broom every single day, and we wouldn't broom every single day, so there would just be stuff all over the floor until we do the deep clean, and that just doesn't feel good. So if you are in a place where you can make that investment and you are tired of sweeping, then I would definitely recommend this. This is not sponsored. It's just something that Alex and I absolutely love, and it is very much so a simple everyday decision that helps us keep our home clean, for sure. I will put an affiliate link in my description though to the one that we like, so if you guys are interested, you can check that one out. Tip number 4 is kind of expected, but I think it's really important to mention because it is an everyday decision and almost like an every hour decision, because no matter where we are in our home, I work from home, so I'm always here. And if you are somebody that works from home, you probably experience the same situation where whatever room you're in there and things are going to be moved around. It's going to get dirty, especially the kitchen, because we spend so much time in there, and our office or whatever it might be, the bedroom, depending on where you spend a lot of your time. Just think about doing like a quick cleanup of every space that you're in as you go. Obviously, like I said before, I'm realistic about the fact that we can't be cleaning up after ourselves perfectly all the time. There's just so much energy that we have in a day and things get out of place, of course. But if we do simple like wipe ups of the counters and like keep up with our dishes somewhat throughout the day, it's just going to make things much easier in the evening if we do feel like just relaxing and not worrying about doing a cleanup. If you don't feel like doing a 15-minute to 30-minute cleanup at the end of the night, if you just keep up with yourself, then you can just chill that night and sit down on the couch and not worry about anything if you're just like wiping down counter spaces and putting things back where they belong, and at least taking the dishes and throwing them in the dishwasher if you have one. And it also makes your designated deep clean day on your weekend, if it might be, a little bit easier because you're actually doing some wipe ups throughout the day. Obviously, if you just let everything go and you're not wiping things down, then you're gonna end up getting around to deep clean day and you're gonna be like, this is going to take me all day, which is not something you wanna do. We do our deep clean on the weekend, and so we're just like, I don't wanna spend the entire day doing it, but sometimes you have to because it's just life. Tip number 5 is to have a routine. So we have skincare routines, we have self-care routines, we have morning routines, we have night routines, we have all of the routines. But I think it's really important to have a cleaning routine, and not only a cleaning routine, but I think having designated tasks. If you're somebody who lives with someone else, whether it be a roommate or a partner, whatever it is, or your family, just make sure that people have designated jobs, because obviously you want to be flexible if the jobs change throughout the week because somebody took care of something this time, it didn't feel like doing it, so you're picking it up or whatnot. But if there's a general idea around who's doing what, then things get done and somebody doesn't feel like they're doing much more than the other person, and then there's not this like conflict of who's taking care of what. It's just looking at who does what best and who likes to do something more than the other. So somebody might hate doing the dishes, but another person loves mopping. So just having those tasks set in place will, 1, keep an organized home, and 2, keep you away from arguing about how clean or dirty the house is. Now that we are finished talking about the everyday decisions, I do want to let you guys know that I have a podcast. It's Soul Sugar Podcast. We are on Spotify, we are on iTunes, and we are just loving creating this podcast. And we're having so much fun getting your guys' emails and giving you the best advice that we possibly can. And I would love to see as much of you as possible over on the podcast and have just some great conversations with you. We have really great conversations after the podcast episode goes live and just throughout the week over on the Instagram, which is at Soul Sugar Co. And just being with you guys and communicating with you guys on a daily basis has been amazing. We also started a Facebook group called Soul Sugar that is a closed group, but we are letting in anybody who submits an invite or asks to join. So definitely check out Soul Sugar on all of our platforms. It is a community, and it's a community of blooming soul seekers. We talk about self-care, we talk about empowerment, we talk about crystals and stones and herbs and just things that make us feel good, but also we talk about the hard stuff. So I hope to see you guys over there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please remember to give it a thumbs up and definitely make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys very soon in a new video. But in the meantime, if you're not over at the Soul Sugar Instagram, come on over to Carrie Rad and chat with me there as well. I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Bye!